Alvin,
Crab.
it's the first show of the new year.
2025, stay alive.
2025. Coming in hot. We're gonna do a quick version of the show. We're gonna do some statistical recap of 2024, break down some of the trends, get into some of the things that happened, home values, housing market, mortgage rates, refi stuff. And then we have a special guest joining us. There he is. He's in. There's our guy.
I'm early. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Noah.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. You sound buttery, buddy. You sound great.
I thought I was going to be like joining the studio. I was going to like sit here, look at my hair for a minute, and make sure I sounded good.
you got thrown to the wolves.
I come in like middle of a radio show. Let's go.
Well, we're all right. So this is good. I was just saying that me and Al have a show written up, and it should take like 5-10 minutes. We're gonna recap some statistics from 2024, and we were just saying how we have a very special guest joining us today.
And literally, you popped up. Speaking of the devil, and he appeared. There he is. That's our guy.
I thought you said that because you let me in on time. It's just meant to be that I'm here today. Then.
So Noah, hang on tight with us. Chime in if you want.
I'll roll with you guys. Go for it.
Yeah, cool. And then we'll get into some stuff just specifically about Noah and Cornerstone. So Alvin, Noah, we're gonna recap 2024 with some statistics. We're gonna roll through it. Noah, you're gonna get to see Al in all of his glory. So
heat's on, buddy.
The first thing that we're going to get into is home prices. What happened in 2024 with home prices? So according to CoreLogic, national home prices grew by an average of 3% year over year. A lot of folks were talking about a housing bubble and the crash is imminent, and it hasn't happened yet.
No,
so we'll see when it comes, but it hasn't happened yet.
These bad boys are still climbing. Why don't we get some? Why don't you give us some stats? A little bit of a breakdown by region.
Yeah.
Get a regional breakdown by chance?
I actually, I'm happy you asked. I actually do have a regional breakdown of the home prices. So in the South, we had an annual increase of 0.8% year over year, kind of flat. In the Midwest, those flyover states, baby, 4.3% year over year. So they're climbing. Out West, where our pal Noah calls home.
Our dear friend Noah.
He's out there 3 hours behind us. I don't know if he's had his coffee yet, but
rolled out of bed, no pants on, popped on, just did his hair.
That's why I'm only chest up. I am in my sweats. No.
So out West, home prices increased by 1.8%. And then just for a national overview, the national median price of single-family existing homes, so excluding new construction, rose by 3.1%. The average home price, according to the World Property Journal, $418,700.
That's wild, especially since we remember when the loan limit, like the VA loan limit, was $417 back in 2016, and now our average price is $418,700. That's wild stuff, man.
Right. So the loan limit was $417. So like anything over $417 would have been considered a jumbo.
Right.
Now that old jumbo number is the average.
How high can they go? How long can this madness keep going? I guess we're gonna find out.
We will find out. Time will tell. I'm gonna run through some top performing metro areas, and Noah is gonna give us his best impersonation of somebody from that area. So Noah.
Okay.
No, you don't have to.
Let's see what you got.
This is gonna be a tough one. Some of these bad boys are gonna be hard to,
Okay, so in this first metro area, we saw an increase of 3.7%. We have Noah on the line from Racine, Wisconsin. Noah, can you tell us something about Racine?
Holy moly! I definitely cannot impersonate someone there, but I would never go there. That's way
Cold.
outside. Yeah, my temperature. I go nowhere that is, below about 60 degrees. I'm freezing
Oh
in
yeah.
here in San Diego, and it's like 65. So Wisconsin, yeah, that's a no go for me. That's
Is
where
that
you get
jacket
like
weather for you? 65?
65? Oh yeah, I got my winter jacket over here. But no,
Oh my.
Wisconsin's where you have like one of those little snot drizzles that's like frozen
Frozen.
stuck to your nose. Yeah.
hmm And just hammer and cheese. You
Hammer and
know?
cheese. That's shout out
Hammer
Shane
and
Regal.
cheese.
Let's go.
Next, we're going to pop over to Ohio, Pennsylvania. I didn't even know that was a place. It's very confusing. But they also saw a 13% rise in median home prices. Noah, what do you know about Ohio, Pennsylvania?
I've never heard of it. Didn't know it was a thing. I don't know.
You want to go down to the pub and grab a beer?
Yeah,
Something
I
along
mean,
those
what else
lines,
do you do? It just seems like one of those movies where you walk out of the pub, and it's just gray everywhere.
It's so true.
And the houses are like condos that are brick that are just lined up next to each other, like a Peaky Blinders kind of feeling.
Absolutely.
Maybe Rocky.
Steel country.
Yeah,
Steel country out there.
Noah and his buddies walk out of the pub in Ohio, Pennsylvania. They just blew all of their home equity line on pictures of Miller Lite and
PBR.
We actually have a membership
and Barside
there, though,
Keno.
so we save a little bit. Yeah, we left because of a couple brawls that were there.
Yeah. Now that's perfect.
That's
with
a
your
daily
best friends
workout.
though.
Yeah.
So just to keep in trend of like these like seemingly rough tough places that are seeing great appreciation. We had also a 13% increase in median home prices in Syracuse, New York. And then in Peoria, Illinois, and Springfield, Illinois, both 12.5% increase in median home prices. So
it's a little bit outside the box in terms of the metro areas you would think that are seeing a boom, right?
Yeah. I don't know if these are places that had like extremely low home values and like if the median house price is like 120, a 12% bump is a little easier to conceptualize than if like the median home price is 500.
You're talking about San Diego where the average value is like $1.2 million. You know what I mean? See a 13% increase there, buddy. You're going to price some people up.
But you guys are trying to figure out why in those random terrible areas, in those random not so fun to be areas that there would be that percentage of a growth.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, 12% is a lot.
I think that part of it is folks that are, and we'll probably touch on this later, I would think, but folks that are moving there because they're remote workers, right? You don't have to be in the most expensive areas, and you know what I mean? In Los Angeles or DC or Chicago, all these places where the cost of living is so high. Why not move to Ohio, Pennsylvania, or Racine, Wisconsin?
You're working from home anyway.
You're making Washington D.C. money, but you're living in Racine
like a king.
Like a king.
Like a king.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
True. And I even
how many
have
cheese
friends
curds could you get?
that have done it? They could ship me a lot of cheese curds. And still have some for themselves. No, I've had friends that have done the exact same thing. I think it just depends on what you want in life, what your priorities are. I have a lot of people that they want that first home, right? And if they're going to get it, they have to go somewhere that's a little bit less appeasable to live, maybe a lot more freaking cold. I've had friends move to Arkansas, but again, to buy a house, gain equity, and get some chickens in the backyard or something weird.
I think it's actually pronounced Arkansas, but we'll let that one slide.
That's true. That is very true. That joke goes way back. So you want to dive into the inventory?
Yeah. So a little bit. There's been some inventory challenges. It's like the main thing that's plaguing our industry is inventory. The interest rates are headline news, but I think the interest rates the interest rates are making housing less affordable, but it's also interest rates are also keeping people from listing their homes for sale because they have a 3%. So why sell their home, lose the 3, take a 7? So so the inventory is probably, I would say, is the bigger issue than the rates, even though they're kind of like hand in hand. So anyway, active listings were down 20% compared to pre-pandemic levels. So we still haven't recovered from 2020. So builders contributed to 1.5 million new housing starts in 2024, and that's 1.8 million below what the Census Bureau would say would meet demand. So builders are doing about half of what is required, less than half than what is required according to the Census Bureau to meet the demand. And then we have some buyer trends here from 2024. Millennials made up 49% of home buyers in 2024, the highest age group of any generation. I think Noah, are you not even a millennial? What are you?
I don't know what I am. I'm 1994. What am I?
Ooh. You came out the same year as Lion King, dude.
94 is a good year. Come on.
Yeah, dude. There's actually a solid amount of good movies and music that came out in 1994. So
yeah, I can't list any of them, but I know there was some.
Yeah, I respect that.
All right,
but Lion King, great drop there, Ab.
All right, so real quick, I hate to get off track, and we try to keep these things quick.
We live off track, so don't say you hate to get off track.
But I'm just gonna go down a list of some notable new movies that came out the same year that Noah was born.
just looking it up. Looking it up.
So let's try to stay concise here. So the same year that Noah was born, Forrest Gump.
Wow.
Was released into the hearts and minds of the world. We've got Pulp Fiction. Damn, Noah. Big year. Shawshank Redemption. The Lion King.
Come on.
Nailed it. Nailed The Lion King.
You did nail The Lion King.
Speed.
Great movie.
Great movie. True Lies. The Mask.
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, my
Dumb
God.
and Dumber.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
The Crow.
Interview with the Vampire. This is wild, man.
Clerks, dude. The top 10. That's a big year. That might be one of the best.
I think it is.
How was I not named like Forrest or Doubtfire?
This is something along those lines. You would think.
Forrest Doubtfire.
I knew there was something.
I'm definitely
going to
refer to you
life.
as Forrest Doubtfire.
Doubtfire.
Stuff.
I will have a Doubtfire, Miss Doubtfire poster next time we talk.
First guest of the year, Forrest Doubtfire from headquarters.
All right, let's get back on track here. Talk a little bit about the rental market real quick. So average rents rose by 8% year over year nationwide. Metros like Miami seeing an increase in rent of 12%. So housing affordability, buying a house is a little tough, but rent might be tougher. Institutional investors accounted for 25% of single-family home purchases in key markets like Atlanta. So those big corporations buying up houses, 25% of the market. It's not as bad as some would assume, but it's worse than you want. I mean, I don't want
dude.
Freaking.
How many first-time home buyers? How many small families are they robbing that dream of? You know what I mean?
For sure.
People just wanted the white picket fence and start their family and.
It's the World Economic Forum and their Project 2030. You will own nothing and be happy. It's on their website, Noah. Check it out, bro.
Yeah. We kind of as we cruise along, we kind of dive just a hair down into conspiracy and then pull back up.
Yeah, I like it. I was about to say, well, if you were the guy on the other side, why wouldn't you buy up all of the properties?
Right.
Because I'm not an evil, heartless douchebag.
Right. I guess that makes sense. What's the purpose of it?
Or because we don't have the money.
Yeah. But at what point, why do you need so many properties anyways? Like, for what point? What are you doing?
To control the market, to completely control the housing prices, to control rents. I mean.
Yeah, because you see, like you said, rents rose 8% year over year.
But
the more you own of that, the more you could drive that up.
This is probably an easier way to explain it. because corporations are heartless and soulless because they're not run by individuals, and they answer to a board of investors. And if you're a corporation and you're not growing, then your board is going to get mad and shareholders are going to get mad and you're going to fail as a business. So it's a systemic thing where these places want more and more and more because so they can show growth, so they can rise, and so they can ring the bell at NASDAQ. And they don't think about the people that can't afford the housing. They think about their next goal.
Yeah, got it. I'll not down the conspiracy route, but then as a producer, are builders like the best partnership to begin starting now? Or because I know some people that have at Cornerstone too that have gone that way big time
and have done a tremendous amount of business. That's definitely the way to go because it's consistent, right? Nothing else you're not going to find that kind of consistency everywhere else. It's going to depend on the market, but we need to build houses. So,
yeah. And you're right, Noah, like getting in with a builder, if it's a mid-level builder, some of these builders own their own mortgage company, which can make it difficult. But you tell us a couple of the folks that are having success with those builders, and we'd love to pick their brain for our sake, so maybe we can replicate that, and just they'd be interesting to talk to on this platform.
We should set that up.
Well, I think that's the challenge, though, is that's everybody knows that's the way you got to go, right? So getting a foot in the door and then doing what can you do to kind of impress them and get them to use you as a preferred lender as opposed to, Tom Mortgage down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Tom Mortgage. So
the hell with Tom Mortgage.
Let's jump back into the content here. Mortgage rates. Mortgage rates fluctuated between 6.5 and 7.5 for the 30-year fixed, according to Freddie Mac. We ended the year at higher mortgage rates than the 2023 ended. Not exactly what you want. But
as a loan officer, kind of felt like you were just kind of walking through the desert, looking at mirages of lower interest rates.
Yeah, it's like a carrot on a stick.
And you would think you would get it. It's like, oh my God, they're finally going to change. And then you get there and it doesn't exist. The rates are still high or going up. And it was like, son of a bitch.
But back to we'll get into Cornerstone's production and some of that in a minute, which will kind of show that it's not all about rate. People are going to adjust their budget according to rate. I think it's more about inventory. So And to that tune, adjustable rate mortgages account for 15% of loans, up from 10%. 25% of sellers offered buy downs or concessions to attract the buyers and combat the higher rate environment. Refinancing dropped 80% compared to 2020. A little unfair to compare it to that year because it's like the best year ever. 90% of homeowners are holding mortgages below 5%, which is like that golden handcuff, Alvin. Let's see here. We'll just cherry pick a couple more things, and then we'll get into talking to Noah.
Oh, God, you're going to talk about labor markets. Go ahead.
The U.S. added 2.2 million jobs in 2024, keeping unemployment at a low 3.8%. The Federal Reserve lowered rates to end the year, and most recently they reduced their projections for rate cuts in 2025. We had an election, which went really well. And
not going to say which side we supported, but I think it turned out the way everybody wanted it.
So getting out of the weeds and getting into just chatting with our pal Noah here, give a quick rundown of Noah. So Al and I work at Cornerstone First Mortgage. It's a great mortgage company, and we joined 8 months ago. About 8 months ago, I think. I want to say like March, April.
Yeah.
And when we joined Cornerstone, Noah played a pivotal role in getting us off the ground, getting us going, helping us set up our branch, onboarding us, but also being there as just a pal and somebody that you could call and that he would answer. Noah's like the glue guy, Alvin. He's the grease guy.
Big glue guy. Great locker room guy. Grease guy. Whatever you need done. Hands are always dirty,
I always say, we got some insanely smart people around Cornerstone, some savants. I've even left Cornerstone and come back in order to be around the leaders here because I've realized how smart they were when I wasn't here. Once I left, oh man, everyone's not that smart that's leading companies. No, there's a lot of dumb people leading companies, and big companies with that to say. So I wanted to come back and be around people like Sean Cahan, and I call him like the Michael Jordan, right? And then we have like a ton of Scottie Pippins, right? If you're a basketball fan, and that's like Joe
Nice.
Omahen, Brett Jerhoff, and then I'm just Dennis Rodman, right? I'm jumping on that sweaty floor, right? I'm hanging out with whoever I need to make them fit in with the culture here at Cornerstone, and I'm definitely throwing some elbows and grabbing some rebounds. Okay,
Nice,
dude. Yeah.
So I'm the Dennis Rodman. That's the best, I think, explanation of that. We got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman.
I'm gonna tell a joke that probably had to get cut out, but Dennis Rodman was also bi.
Also, well, I'm not, so we can't say that he was like also bi.
Nope, dude, you can't go back on that. You can't go back on that. It's already it's already on the show, and this is going to air to a live national audience.
That's hilarious. Well, I'm not, but that's okay.
And Noah also has a good relationship with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, the amount of similarities between you and Dennis Rodman are.
I would only have the Kim relationship for Mr. Donnie T. That's all.
Yeah.
There you go. Love that.
So well said, Noah. And I wasn't sure if you wanted to get into the fact that you left and came back, but you brought up Sean. So what's it like working with Sean on a daily basis? He's a wild dude, and he's super smart, and he's really enthusiastic and
Oh man, we almost need to put cameras in corners of the office, and I've said it before, like we could have a TV show in here because of how dynamic it is, right? Sean can be on back-to-back hour-long recruiting calls, come out of his office, do a dunk on his little mini hoop that we got out there, chest bump John or another branch manager in the office, run down to row cubicles, high five. Val stops him, our top processor. He answers a couple of quick questions because, the dude's so smart. He just goes down. People are throwing questions at him. I ask him a question. He hides under a desk, right? Because I handle a lot of the finances with branches. I'm like, Sean! And he crawls under a desk. And then Katie, his executive assistant, throwing a piece of paper at him because he's got another call to go to, but he didn't even go to the restroom yet, and that's why he came out of his office, right? So he's super fun, and this is a mortgage bank. When I interviewed in 2020, I'm like, first off, I was a lot younger. I don't even own a house yet. I didn't know what a mortgage was, to be honest. I'm like, okay, gray-haired people in suits, right? And Cornerstone. So
pleated pants.
Yeah, and I sit down and young people not in suits, flip-flop shorts walk in to interview me, and that's why I was like, yeah, this is a little bit different of a company, maybe not just in the mortgage industry, but overall, and that's led by Sean and his excitement. I'll say one more thing on this topic. It's his excitement to work, and that's why I tell everyone on any type of recruitment call is there is no lie in this statement. Sean does not want to put his toes in the sand. He's not the guy that's going to, get to a certain point and then be like, all right, peace, I'm out of here. I'm just going to move to, Barbados or whatever. I don't know why Barbados comes to my head.
No, that's good pool. That was
Barbados. Dude, he's grinding until he's going to be 100 years old. And that is, not everyone wants to be around that guy, but I do.
Right.
That's Cornerstone.
He elevates everybody around him, right? When you have that kind of mentality and you attack the day like that, other people pick up on that. That's, it pulls people along. So it doesn't surprise me at all that people like yourself want to work for him.
And I think it stems through calls too. And that's what's great about today's day and age is the culture of Cornerstone can go all the way out to Florida and Maryland, where you guys are at. I hear Sean say all the time, he's like, we're at a point where we just want to bring on people that we enjoy working with and that have the right mindset on this business. And that's you guys match perfectly with the culture of Cornerstone and Sean and really enjoying the business. I just sat here and listened to you guys talk through numbers that people don't understand or might think are boring, but it's exciting to you guys, and that's Cornerstone. It fits.
And Al can speak his piece, but like we've got this life to live, and we've both got kids and wives and a life, and this is what we're choosing to spend. We are choosing to spend a large majority of our lives doing this. So it's like, either find a way to enjoy it. Either you might love it off the bat, or you find a way to enjoy it. You find a way to do it, make it your own. You find a way to make it fun, doing a YouTube show, an hour a week or whatever, and having fun with it. It's just like, if you don't like it, you might as well, like, you only get one go around. You might as well go hang out in the woods. Like, if that's what you like doing, like, you're choosing to spend time doing something, you might as well be enthusiastic about it.
And it certainly helps that we've been best friends since 4th grade, I think. So, when you've known each other that long and you get to work with your best friend every day, it it definitely helps out a little bit.
Real quick, why mortgages for you guys? What's your favorite part about it?
Well, I got into it because my dad has been in the mortgage business forever, and his brothers were in the mortgage business. They had a mortgage company. So that's kind of like why I got into it. And then, you can make good money, and it's an enjoyable process seeing it through for somebody, whether it's a refinance where somebody's paying off debt and they're changing their lives. They're getting out from under debt that they don't think they can pay, and their lives are like super stressful, and you help them solve a problem and they're super grateful. Or if it's a home buyer, somebody that, whether it's a first timer or an investor, like getting someone through that process is really fun. And I love like being able to, when someone's like, oh, that was easier than I thought. I love being like, look, it doesn't have to be that hard. And then dealing with people. Like I was a bartender, and I was a waiter, and, through college and after college a little bit. And then I got into mortgages. So you like getting to deal with people is actually something that I enjoy too.
Yeah. I actually did my internship in high school with his dad at a mortgage company. So that was my first exposure to it.
That's cool.
And yeah, I would say the same thing. I love it. I love helping people. I love just working with people and talking to people all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I also, as great as it is, obviously you want every loan to just go as smoothly as possible, right? But it is exciting when you have one that you have to try to problem solve a little bit. There's an issue with the DTI, or, where can we squeeze out a little bit more income or some more assets, or, to get a loan to go through. And the fact that no two loans are the same. And sometimes you have to be a little bit creative, right, to get a loan to go through. I do enjoy that part. It keeps you honest. It's, I think if it was redundant, it would get old. It would get boring, and it would get stale, and I wouldn't want to do it anymore.
But
it's not for the faint of heart. There's a lot.
No.
There are tough conversations that have to happen. There's stress. There's worry.
Stress.
But it's rewarding. Being on the production side is probably a little different than being where Noah is. But Noah, I'm sure you have stress and heartache dealing with how many loan officers now at Cornerstone?
Yeah, 425.
Oh my God, is it really?
And growing.
I thought it was in the 3s. God bless America.
We're about to go out to Ohio and talk about beautiful places and onboard a group of 25. But yeah, it's even that group. It's a culture of people that really enjoy their job, and I think you both touched on relationships, and that's, I think, just the most fun part of life. And I'm saying that as an introvert. And I think this industry, we just have the opportunity to gain so many relationships. Like on my side, the corporate side, there's a lot of stress, but I talk to you guys, like I said, in Florida, Maryland, I get to talk to people all around the country, and it's no day is ever the same. And that's what's exciting. I think we have the best people here at Cornerstone. To like, for someone to join Cornerstone and then create relationships with our 425 LOs and probably 130 ops staff, they'd meet some darn cool people. That's for sure.
Everybody's willing to help too. I reached out to one of the top producers. I had a loan that was coming down to the wire, and I needed somebody for insurance. It was down in Florida, and I was like, hey, do you have a contact down in Florida? And he got back to me within a couple of minutes and gave me a contact, reached out to him, had insurance the same day on this loan. And I'm like, that's somebody I can reach out to in the future, right? that willingness to help. It's, this industry does bring a lot of good, I've met some really, really great people in this industry and definitely at this company. So I think Cornerstone does a great job of hiring the right people,
Sean's a genius at it too. He put on this year, he really gave back to Cornerstone, put on a top producer event for the top 25 or so producers in La Jolla, and then what a lot of people don't do is an ops event. So he flew every corporate ops member out, even if you lived in the Northeast Maine, flew them all the way out to San Diego to a resort center. We basically showed up and the resort had staff. They walked us from meal to ice baths to like game centers, all these different things. Shout out Marla, almost died in the dang ice bath, but it's just cool culture that Sean builds here. That not just everybody can do. Like not just everybody would take someone up to Ramona in San Diego, which isn't a hotel with a bar in Mexico. Like no, it's a resort center, right? It's a different mindset behind.
It's like a wellness center.
Yeah. And that's even what the top producer event was. It was at a mansion on the hill of La Jolla. It wasn't at a hotel. Again, with a bar where you're going to clubs and stuff. It's all about coming together as a company at these events, not just celebrating who you are.
So, and you might have kind of already touched on this. I have a quick question. So, we've seen the numbers of loan officers in this industry drop significantly from 2021, right? So we had a stat. Ab sent me a couple, like beginning of December, I think, and we're down. It was a couple 100,000 loan officers in 2021, and we're down to, it was like right around 93,000 that had registered, we're recertifying for 2025. How is it that how is Cornerstone able to bring so many people in when so many people are leaving the industry?
Yeah.
It's a great question. And even Cornerstone will have a decent number of loan officers that will fall off this year, of the onesie twosies that did one loan, two loans, and are just deciding, this isn't a part-time gig for me anymore. That's just super easy to, my friend's buying a house, cool, I'm going to grab it and make some money on it. That's not what it is. So we will have that fall off, but it's recruiting, and anyone can recruit, though. It's what you have to bring people in as a platform, and there's a couple of sides of that. I am much less on the loan process side, of Blend and how Encompass is built out, and sending docs out
and
all
products probably.
Products. I'm
products,
less
definitely
knowledgeable about where we're innovative in that sense, but in terms of our Salesforce CRM that's being released out this year, the social media that Sean offers for free. I mean, you guys are on a different level of social media with what you do with the podcast, but what Sean offers, just a 55-year-old that doesn't even know how to log into social media. We have 50 of those individuals that we're helping right now create logins, create 10 reels a month where all they have to do is get on a call like this. We edit it for them. We post it for them. We create the caption. We suggest a question. Cool questions too. Like we're talking about AI. We're talking about Discord, and all those types of things in the reels that are really actually going to get views on platforms like Instagram.
And they're not going to look like every other loan officer who's trying to.
Right. So I think it's what we're offering, and there's individuals out there that are confident on the loan side, right, that they can get loans, but they've never actually expanded on the marketing end, CRM, social media. So they have this huge database, and they're almost preparing, I think, for the next drop. And we have the platform within marketing in order to prep them for that. No, Sean said the example before. He's like, I want someone to feel like they could be at the top of a mountain with their daughter, send out a message or an application to a client, ski down, check his Salesforce, send a message to his processor at the bottom, take his skis off, walk up into, the cabin area, wherever. Grab a burger, sit down. He has another message. He's like, all right, that guy's set, and it's just that
It's
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Well, yeah, it's to that same tune. Like you don't have to have somebody into your stuffy office. You can meet them at a coffee shop with your laptop, or you don't even have to meet them. But yeah, like you said, you could be on a mountain, you could be on the beach. Like I've literally on a Saturday been at the beach and sent somebody my apply now link, and they fill it out, and the link captures all of their pertinent information, all of their supporting documents. It goes straight into our loan operating system, and bang, you have a loan. And if you can have that good upfront conversation with them, and you can capture the business, the nuts and bolts of it can always be better and better and better. And that, it gives you a quality of life. You're not just like you're taking a paper app and like getting it into your thing. So it gives you quality of life, but it also allows you to do more business and spend more time, working on the business rather than like in the weeds of the like loan level stuff.
Yeah, because
But
say you're on the beach and you send out that apply now link and the person doesn't finish it. Now within our sales force, they're going to be dropped on a 52-week drip campaign of follow-up. So you're not even having to note down in your notebook on the beach, oh my God, I got to make sure tomorrow morning they finish it. No, Salesforce is doing it for you, So that's like you were bringing up rates earlier. It's not just about rates. It's also about relationships and service, right? And that's kind of where we go with some of that technology.
All right, boys, listen, we're heading to our 40-minute mark. So let's Noah, you killed it, buddy, as you would. The glue guy, the grease guy, the backbone of at least when we joined on, and
the straight
helping
Dennis
us.
Rodman.
I'll have a hoop ring next time you guys talk to me.
Now we're talking. Yeah, let's live it. You got to lean into it a little bit more, Noah.
Okay, I'll be ready.
All right, man. We're gonna let you go get your day started.
Alrighty.
It is 8:30.
Let's go.
Noah,
West Coast.
Let's rock.
We appreciate you, amigo.
All right.
It's great having you on,
guys.
brother. 2025 is going to be a great year. God bless. I love that guy.